Okay, so today's session is continuing our how to assess a quality superfood protein supplement. And one of the main factors that we look for is whether a supplement contains natural or synthetic vitamins. So today we're going to be diving deep into the world of vitamins and minerals. And I can say that most vitamin supplements, are synthetic origin. I'm just making sure everything's recording. Yep. Okay. So I only have a. Oh, you may notice that I've got a little weird thing on my cheek. I put an anti-cancer herbal salve called the black salve or cansema on what I thought was an age spot during the week, and it turns out it's not an age spot. It's actually some form of skin cancer. So very happy to be working that out of my body. So that'll take a couple of weeks to form a scab, and then it will just drop off, and hopefully I won't have a dark mark there anymore, because I thought it was a dark mark of like just an age spot, that getting old. And yeah, I was out with my girlfriends a couple of weeks ago and they said, "What's that thing on your cheek?" I said, "Oh, just an age spot." "No, I think you better put some black salve on it." "Oh, okay." So I put black salve on it, and yes, it bit. It took. So if you don't know about the black salve, email me and I'll send you the link of where I get my black salve from. Okay, so diving deep into, is your superfood free from added vitamins and minerals? So basically more than 95% of the vitamins, minerals and antioxidants that you buy at health food stores, and close to 100% of vitamins and minerals found in every other store, are now made by the same few pharmaceutical and chemical companies who supply them to all of the vitamin and mineral companies around the world. And most of them are located in China. But what we don't realize is that these vitamins and minerals are not the true and complete vitamins and minerals as would be supplied by organically grown whole foods, but they are in fact chemical synthetics made from such hideous things as coal tar, petroleum byproducts, animal byproducts, waste and fecal matter, ground up rocks, stones, shell, and metal. So we all know that our human body has evolved for millions of years to digest foods found in nature. And most synthetically produced vitamins and supplements are actually just chemical compounds that are not found in nature. And so the human body, our body, doesn't recognize these vitamins, and that can result in unanticipated reactions. In their natural form, vitamins come in packages, fruit, vegetables, with other vitamins and enzymes and minerals that control the way the body recognizes, metabolizes, and actually is able to use exactly what it needs. Isolated vitamins cannot be used by the body in this way, and they are either stored until you obtain or create the cofactors and nutrients that are required to actually use them effectively, or they're just excreted, they're wasted. So synthetic vitamins are actually devoid of the trace minerals and the cofactors, and when we take synthetic vitamins, we have to use our body's own mineral reserves, which may actually lead to mineral deficiencies down the track. So I'm going to go through a few of the vitamins on the market and how they are made. So synthetic vitamin A is actually retinol palmitate or retinol acetate. And this synthetic vitamin is made from combining fish or palm oil with beta-ionone. Palm oil is obviously leading to deforestation of the rainforest and endangerment of orangutans. And beta-ionone is created using citrus, acetone, and calcium oxide. I'm also going to go through some of the natural sources of vitamins. So I'm going to tell you how synthetic vitamins are made, then I'm going to give you natural sources of vitamins, and then I'm going to give you a table of synthetic vitamins. So when you look them up, you can tell whether they are natural or synthetic. So synthetic vitamin B1, thiamine mononitrate or thiamine hydrochloride, is actually made from coal tar, ammonia, acetone, and hydrochloric acid. It's much less absorbable than natural vitamin B1 since it isn't bound to phosphate. It is crystalline in structure, unlike plant-based vitamins, and many synthetic vitamins are actually crystalline. And crystals in our bloodstream cause damage and mineral accumulation where it isn't needed, like our joints. Okay, so synthetic vitamin B2 or riboflavin is the actual synthetic term of vitamin B2. And that is made with acetic acid and nitrogen using genetically modified bacteria and fermentation. And it has been shown to be less absorbable and much more quickly removed from the bloodstream and expelled in urine, just like a toxin would be. Synthetic vitamin B3 or nicotinic acid is created using coal tar, ammonia, acids, 3-cyanpyridine, and formaldehyde. Okay, so this is how synthetic vitamin B3 is made. And it is obviously less absorbable than the natural vitamin B3 and has risks of side effects and is treated like a toxin in the body. Vitamin B5 involves isobutyraldehyde and formaldehyde to form a calcium or sodium salt. And then the alcohol derivative panthenol is sometimes used as it's more stable and lasts longer on store shelves. So synthetic vitamin B6, pyroxidine hydrochloride, comes from petroleum, hydrochloric acid, and formaldehyde. Okay, all toxic, nasty chemicals. It is not readily absorbed or converted in the body, and it's actually been shown to inhibit the natural B6 in the body. And it's also has side effects not found, that doesn't occur with the natural food sources of this vitamin. Vitamin B7 is produced using fumaric acid. Synthetic vitamin B9, which is folic acid. And this does not exist in natural foods. It is crystalline. It is not easily absorbed despite large amounts that are added to vitamins and mineral supplements. And vitamin folic acid comes from petroleum derivatives, acid, and acetylene. Okay, vitamin B12 is actually manufactured from cobalt and cyanide, and they are fermented to make cyanocobalamin. Okay, so that's the synthetic version of vitamin B12. So that's correct. Yes, cyanide is used to make vitamin B12. It's obviously in very minuscule amounts, but it is still cyanide and extremely toxic. Synthetic choline chloride or choline bitartrate is made using ethylene, ammonia, and hydrochloric acid and tartaric acid. Okay. Synthetic vitamin C is ascorbic acid, and this is manufactured. It's an isolated vitamin. I'm going to go through a little bit more about vitamin C shortly. But that is manufactured from genetically modified corn sugar, and it is hydrogenated and processed with acetone. But ascorbic acid obviously is just a very small part of the vitamin C vitamin. It doesn't include all the flavonoids and phytonutrients that actually are required to make it work on your body. Synthetic vitamin D, which is the natural, we produce that naturally from sunlight. So to mimic the natural production we find in our skin, scientists irradiate animal fat to stimulate vitamin D synthesis. They usually use lanolin, the waxy secretions from sheepskin that keeps wool dry. So they irradiate animal fat to create synthetic vitamin D. Synthetic vitamin E, or DL alpha tocopherol, is created using refined oils, trimethyl hydroxyquinone, and isophytol, all lovely sounding chemicals. It is not easily absorbed. It doesn't stay long in the tissues in our body, and it's quickly dispelled like a toxin or an unknown chemical through our urine. Synthetic vitamin K, or menadione, comes from coal tar. It's a coal tar derivative, which is a petroleum derivative. It's genetically modified and hydrogenated soybean oil, which uses hydrochloric acid and nickel. It's considered highly toxic and damages the immune system. So minerals, all minerals that are found in our foods and supplements are basically extracted from dirt. So they are the iron, the calcium, the zinc, etc., are all mined ores. They are pulverized to a fine dust, and they are not in organic form. They are not bound to a carbon molecule, which is what we need, human bodies need to actually absorb them. They are inorganic, so they are not easy to assimilate. In fact, modern research shows us that inorganic minerals are 99% unassimilable. So 99% of them are wasted. So manufacturers, how they try to improve the absorbability of synthetic or mined crushed up rocks and stones is they add pig digestive enzymes to them, which supposedly pre-digests it or chelates it, and this attempts to force our body to accept this toxic material. So as in his book, Conventional Medicine versus Holistic, A World of Difference, Dr. Timothy O'Shea tells us that vitamins are not individual molecular compounds. Vitamins are biological complexes. They are multi-step biochemical interactions whose action is dependent on a number of variables within the biological terrain. Vitamin activity only takes place when all conditions are met within that environment and when all cofactors and components of the entire vitamin complex are present and working together. Vitamin activity is even more than the sum of those parts. It also involves timing. So vitamins cannot be isolated from their complexes and still perform their specific life functions within the cells. When isolated into artificial commercial forms like ascorbic acid, these purified synthetics act like drugs in our body. They are no longer vitamins, and to call them such is inaccurate. So Dr. O'Shea also says, in addition, mineral cofactors must be available in the proper amounts. If any of these parts are missing, there is no vitamin C, there is no vitamin activity. So the ascorbic acid you buy at the grocery store every few weeks, thinking you are buying vitamin C, is just a chemical copy of naturally occurring ascorbic acid, which by itself is only a tiny fraction of the real actual vitamin C. Real vitamin C is part of something living and is as such can impart life. Synthetic, fractionated, chemically derived ascorbic acid that never grew in the ground, never saw the light of day, never was alive or part of anything alive, is a chemical. It's a cornstarch derivative, a sulfuric acid byproduct, and in your body, it's just another drug. Okay, so synthetic vitamins have toxic effects from mega doses and actually have been shown to increase the white blood cell count, which is your immune system fighting something off. Okay, so vitamins are only necessary in minute quantities on a daily basis. Whole food vitamins, by contrast, are absolutely non-toxic since the vitamin is complexed in its integral working form and requires nothing from the body, and it triggers no immune response. So whole food vitamin C, found in citrus fruits, in kiwi fruits, in potatoes, in onions, are able to quickly cure any case of scurvy. By contrast, the fractionated chemical ascorbic acid has been shown to be insufficient in resolving a scurvy condition, simply because it does not act as a nutrient. So most vitamin companies buy this synthetically derived ascorbic acid in bulk from one company in China, and then each vitamin company then makes its own labels and adds some other bits and pieces to it and claims to have a superior form of vitamin C, even though they all came from the same chemical plant. And what's more, it's not really vitamin C in the first place. So what does this tell us? If you're looking for a bottle of vitamin C and the bottle only says ascorbic acid, please don't buy it. It's a total waste of time. So looking at typical multivitamins, we see things like acetate, palmitate, thiamine mononitrate, thiamine hydrochloride, pyridoxine, cyanocobalamin, ascorbic acid, calciferol, DL-alpha tocopherol. All these things, none of them are actually true vitamins. These are all the synthetic, pharmaceutically created, chemically created from coal tar and toxic chemicals, drugs. Okay, these are actually drugs. They are not vitamins. None of them are complete vitamins, and they are in forms that your body does not know what to do with. And in the absence of those synergistic minerals and cofactors, they don't actually have any benefit to your body. So what's the issue? What's the problem with taking synthetic vitamins? Is there really a problem? And why do people sometimes feel better when they first start taking them? Okay, so if a person has in her body enough reserves of the missing parts of a particular vitamin, when combined with that vitamin isolate from the synthetic, they will experience some form of initial relief. But as soon as those reserves are used up, the synthetic vitamin will stop working. Okay, the symptoms will return and the person will now experience the unpleasant side effects of vitamin imbalance or deficiency. Natural food sources are enzymatically alive. Synthetic vitamins are dead chemicals, drugs. True whole food sourced vitamins do not leach the body of their missing cofactors and don't cause a vitamin imbalance, leading to a return or an increase in symptoms. True vitamins don't need mega doses to create their effect. A high number of milligrams is often an indication of a synthetic source. So I'm going to share with you some synthetic sources of vitamins. Let me just share my screen. Hopefully you can read this. Can you see that? Okay, so we can see the synthetic sources. Basically, there's natural sources and there's synthetic sources. Okay, so when you look at the vitamin on the label, it will either not list its source, and if it doesn't list its source, it is synthetic. If it lists a source such as brewer's yeast, or I'm actually going to give you the previous slide, all right? Okay, so these are the natural sources of vitamins. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. So vitamin A comes from carrots, fish oils, sweet potatoes, and spirulina. These are just some natural food sources of vitamins. Vitamin C, citrus fruits, obviously, chickweed, acerola cherry, rose hips, green peppers, red peppers. Vitamin D, fish oil and shiitake mushrooms are a good source of vitamin D. Vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol is the natural source of vitamin E. Wheat germ oil, safflower oil, nuts and rice bran are natural sources. Vitamin K, alfalfa, menaquinone, phylloquinone, wheatgrass, barleygrass, and spinach. Vitamin B1, which is also known as thiamine, but thiamine, if it's listed as thiamine, it's actually the synthetic source. Okay, so vitamin B1 comes from yeast, wheatgrass, wheat germ, beans, and blackstrap molasses. Vitamin B2 comes from rice bran, wheatgrass, wheat germ, yeast, flaxseed, and rose hips. Vitamin B3, yeast, barley, and wheatgrass. So you can see why deep green is so good. Vitamin B5, wheatgrass, yeast, rice bran, chlorella, flaxseed, rose hips. B6, I'm gonna give you these tables too, so you don't need to copy them or try and take a screenshot. I'll put this up in the members section of the website. B7, rice bran, wheatgrass, wheat germ, liver, yeast, chlorella, kelp, flaxseed, and rose hips. Vitamin B9, wheatgrass, wheat germ, rice bran, chlorella, flaxseed, kelp, rose hips. B12, cobalamin, wheatgrass, wheat germ, rice bran, yeast, chlorella, kelp, bee pollen, rose hips, and flax seeds. So there's, really, you just need to add a few really amazing superfoods into your diet and you've got an amazing source of all of the vitamins. Whereas if you look at okay, so this is the second page. These are the synthetic sources. And I'm sorry, I will fix this up. I'll try and make this bigger. I was just in a bit of a hurry this morning and couldn't figure out how to make the text bigger. So basically, if you see vitamin A as vitamin A acetate, palmitate, or retinol, they are the synthetic versions of vitamin A. Vitamin C, if it's listed as ascorbic acid or calcium ascorbate or ester C, that is synthetic. If vitamin D is listed as irradiated ergosterol or cholecalciferol, that is a synthetic. If vitamin E is listed as mixed tocopherols, DL-alpha tocopherol, that is a synthetic. Vitamin K, if it's listed as menadione, that is a synthetic. Vitamin B1, if it's listed as thiamine or thiamine mononitrate or thiamine hydrochloride, that is the synthetic version. Vitamin B2, if it's listed as riboflavin, that is the synthetic version. Vitamin B3, if it's listed as niacin, that is the synthetic version. Vitamin B5, if it's listed as calcium pantothenate, that is the synthetic version. Vitamin B6, if it's listed as pyridoxine hydrochloride, that is the synthetic version. Vitamin B7, if it's listed as D-biotin, that's the synthetic version. Vitamin B9, folate, if it's listed as folic acid or pteroyl glutamic acid, that's the synthetic version of vitamin B9 or folate. And vitamin B12, if it's listed as cyanocobalamin, that is the synthetic version. The natural version is just cobalamin. Okay? Cobalamin is the natural version of B12. Cyanocobalamin is the toxic version, the synthetic version of B12. What else did I want to say about synthetic vitamins? I think that's probably the most important stuff. Yeah, so whole food vitamins is the way to go. Other than if they're not whole food, if they are synthetically derived, they are treated in your body as a drug, and they put your body out of balance. They draw on your own natural resources. They draw on your natural cofactors and minerals that are required, that are actually part of the whole vitamin. And as soon as you run out of those, taking synthetic vitamins is going to put you out of balance. Okay, let me see. There's a chat. Hello. Vitamin C will be listed as ascorbic acid or citric acid. If it's listed as citric acid, that means it's ascorbic acid, and that will be synthetic. The book, I'll just copy and paste it for you. Conventional Medicine versus Holistic, A World of Difference by Timothy O'Shea. You're welcome. Okay, so there we go, folks. And you can see why Deep Green and Berry Radical and Enliven are all vitamin supplements in their own way, but from whole food sources. Okay. Celloids. I don't know what you mean. Celloids earlier. Oh, you probably mean, what's a celloid? I'm not sure what a celloid is. Chelated things are when they basically add cofactors. So with the chelated vitamins, they added pigs' digestive enzymes to try and make them more absorbable. Hello. I'm minding my little grandson this morning. He's just woken up. So give me a sec. Vicky's question. What was Vicky's question? Hang on, just scrolling up. to add all this to our diet, but I was told it isn't enough. That's why we need to add additional vitamins. Not if you're eating organic whole foods and supplementing with whole foods. There's absolutely no reason to add synthetic vitamins to your diet. Absolutely not. If you're eating nutritionally devoid packaged food, takeaway food, conventionally farmed food, that's right, Harlem. You don't want to eat that stuff, do you? No. Okay, hang on a tick. I've got to grab my baby before he... Come here, Booby. Come and say hello. Okay, this is my little grandson. Hello, everyone. Before he starts making a noise. Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Hello.
Okay, yes. So that's my opinion, my humble opinion on eating conventional processed packaged food. Yes, of course, it's going to be deficient in vitamins. Most of the food that we get in at Coles and Woolies, if it's conventionally grown, yes, it is going to be deficient in vitamins. Absolutely. Organic foods grown with plenty of fulvic acid in the soil, and this is another reason to have fulvic acid, because fulvic acid actually helps to bind and get the nutrients out of the food that we're actually eating. Best natural sources of iron. Well, there's the heme iron, which are the animal products, and then the non-heme iron, which is the leafy greens. So you've got to have the leafy greens. Yeah. Okay. Best sources are going to be your leafy greens with citrus fruits as a cofactor. Yes, me too. I'm looking forward to it. So another couple of weeks, just give us another couple of weeks. The fulvic acids will be back in stock, and I will do a Fridays with Narelle in a couple of weeks on fulvic acid. So yes, I will do a one of these webinars on minerals as well. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for being on the call. So fulvic acids, yeah, with food. It depends on when you take it. It will alter the effect. If you have it on an empty stomach, it will be more detoxifying. If you have it with food, it will be nutritionally enhancing. Okay, so why not have it with both? You know, have it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and it will detox. And then have it with food, with your superfoods, absolutely, with your superfoods, and that will help deliver the nutrients to your cells. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. So next week I'll do it on minerals. I'll do natural sources of minerals. Okay, and toxic sources of minerals. All right. So thanks everyone. Thanks for being on the call, and I will see you next week. And I'll fix this presentation and upload it to the member section of the website. Okay. Thank you.